This is the first such training in France, under the guidance of French instructors. Scenarios transferred directly from the battlefield are played out by Ukrainian soldiers. We are hosting the first Ukrainian soldiers, as we watched yesterday. This is a very unique model of cooperation. I would like to reiterate at this point the support of France for the Ukrainian resistance in the face of the Russian war of aggression. France is, so to speak, debunking Western media theories, rallying for an imminent end to the war and peace talks. Media reports on the matter have been circulating for several weeks. Their source is said to be the Kremlin itself.
It's not the topic of our discussions, any ceasefire with other allies, and we didn't speak about it. I saw in media something that today was a lot of information that I came to speak about ceasefire. No, it's not right. I don't know where Russia works a lot with media, with disinformation, so it's understandable. But thank you.
The Ukrainian president faces a difficult task. He has to convince Western leaders that he has an idea not to continue defending himself, but to break the deadlock on the Eastern Front. For that, he needs weapons of a certain type.
It's up to the allies, the individual allies, to decide how weapons they deliver into Ukraine can be used. Legally, that is possible, because legally Ukraine is allowed to use its weapons if they can hit targets in Russia, if these targets present a threat to Ukraine. But whether individual allies do that, that's in the end also always up to individual allies. Of course, we discussed this. I was last week in Kiev, we discussed it today.
At issue are missiles capable of striking targets deep inside Russia. The problem is that it is not in the interests of any of Ukraine's allies to take responsibility for authorizing their use against such targets. From the statements of politicians from a number of countries supporting Ukraine, one can assume what President Zelenskyy's plan for peace is supposed to be about. It's about gaining a strategic advantage over Russian supplies of equipment and supplies in the form of a dome against missiles, protecting Ukraine. The aim of our support, as I have said again today to President Zelensky, is to put Ukraine in the best condition possible to set up a negotiating table for peace. A negotiating table, as we have said many times, that doesn't mean surrendering, as too many have suggested, in a cowardly fashion. There has been some discussion around this thread in recent weeks. The vast majority of analysts believe that Ukraine must agree to surrender some of the territory seized by the Russians. The problem is that Ukraine, at least officially, does not allow such a scenario at all.